recording, and hopefully I don't get cut off. There we go. Alright. So, let me start. And I'll pause as much as I can, but hopefully in 15 minutes I can do this. Because Raw doesn't deserve more than that right now. So, we'll see. But anyway, so Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was live this week from the rowdy city of Boston, Massachusetts. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett, as always, are the commentators for Raw until they do another shakeup. The first in-ring segment, or the show, starts off with the one and only Paul Levesque, Triple H, who starts the show in the ring, introducing John Cena, calling him the greatest single asset that the business has ever seen, and of course Boston's hometown hero. John Cena comes out in his Celtics-inspired attire, getting the crowd even more excited than they already are. And let's not forget, with all the appearances he agreed to, this is his fourth to last appearance in Raw. I mean, in WWE in general. This is his fourth appearance. After this, he has three more. He has Nets this coming Monday at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Then he has Survivor Series. And then, last but not least, the December 13th appearance of Saturday Night Main Event, which is going to be centered around his final match, as well as other things that he is pushing for, as we will be discussing. But anyway, it's his stuff. His merch for this retirement tour has been phenomenal, by the way. Whoever was able to buy every single one of them, bless your heart. Your wallet must be hurting. But this is one that looks good. I'm not a Celtics fan. I'm obviously a Knicks fan, being from New York. But that is one beautiful jersey for the Boston fans. Can't wait to see what they have for New York in store, which I believe they already released. But anyway, let's keep going. So again, he comes out, the crowd chanting "Thank you, Cena," and Cena reciprocating the thanks to the crowd, as he always does, in the champ he is. He talks about his goals during the retirement tour and how he plans to leave the business. He states that his goal to leave the business better than he found it when he started, and gives someone the opportunity he got, which he's talking about when he went up to Kurt Angle and the whole ruthless aggression statement. Cena talks about the last time is now tournament, which is currently going on, to find out who his final opponent is, and how they'll compete for the chance to retire Cena. Cena will go down fighting. He also says on his last performance at Saturday Night's Main Event on December 13th, it is a night to close out one chapter, but also a night of opportunity. The main WWE roster superstars for that night will host exhibitions for NXT superstars, meaning they're going to allow NXT superstars to be competing during Saturday Night's Main Event, which is one of the things he's been pushing as one of his last things he wants to do before he leaves the WWE. He's making the December 13th show themed all on the future of the company while retiring the man that has been holding the fort down for years, which is John Cena. In all realities, early 2000s, during the Ruthless Aggression era, he was the face that helped keep the company afloat. Along with other superstars, let's not get all weird about it, but he basically he's stated that he's gone to the Performance Center, he's seen the future superstars training, the NXT shows and all that, and he is really inspired, and he wants them to be elevated even further. So he's going to use December 13 as a way not only for him to retire, but also elevate other future superstars, which, for all we know, someone in there could be a future John Cena, or someone that will bring the business to the next level like John Cena did during his time. But out of nowhere, of course, Dirty Dominik Mysterio interrupts Cena during his speech, not to interrupt Cena, but more to talk to Triple H, demanding Triple H to do something about his last week's snafu when his father, Rey Mysterio, messed up his celebration. He didn't say Rey Mysterio's, he said deadbeat, but by now, if you don't know who he's talking about, that's on you guys. But yeah, he's obviously talking about his father, Rey Mysterio, who last week interrupted his celebration as champ. But of course, little does Dominik know that Cena's there. I mean, he knows, but he doesn't care. Cena, of course, being the gentleman he is, he welcomes Dom to Boston, which obviously gets the crowd excited. Dom says tonight, it's not about you, Cena, or Boston. And he didn't like how Cena interrupted him. He told him he should speak when he is spoken to, which obviously John Cena didn't like it. He says Cena. And then Cena reminds him who he's talking to and to choose his next words wisely. If he wants to fight tonight, he will lose because he will be facing John Cena in his hometown Boston. Wrong time, wrong place, wrong guy. So he pretty much told him, you try to fight me today, I'm invincible tonight because of this crowd. You can't stop me if you face me. So he gave him an opportunity to leave. He said no, and it led a match between these two. And not only that, it was for the Intercontinental title that Rey Mysterio was holding. So it's John Cena versus Rey Mysterio right there, then and now, for the Intercontinental title. The title that John Cena has still not held during his illustrious career. So they took a commercial break, and after a commercial break, they had their match. So John Cena versus Dominik Mysterio, it was a tremendously fun and exactly what it needed to be. Some classic Cena babyface work, Dom doing his thing and giving everybody what they wanted to see. And of course, as he promised, because he's in Boston, he's invincible. So obviously, what's going to happen? He pretty much did a Cena no sell to Dom because he's invincible. So he's in Boston, no one can touch him. So it is what it is because it's wrestling, it's storytelling. Dom's was lost to the champ, but he's not going to lose any credibility against somebody like John Cena because he's been doing great heel work. So as a heel, yeah, eventually he was meant to lose that title, but this didn't hurt him, not at all. So Cena ends the match with a AA, and history has been made in Boston. The fans get excited. John Cena defeats Dominik Mysterio to win the Intercontinental Champion, making John Cena a Grand Slam champion. Now, was him winning this title necessary? No, not at all. He's a future Hall of Famer no matter what. This title didn't guarantee it. It was already guaranteed years ago. Having this title or not having this title diminish or modify his career. It's just, I guess, something they wanted to do. I don't know whose idea it was, but to me, it's not something that was needed. But it is what it is. It'll mean a lot for the Boston fans because they got to experience a moment, and the last title win that John Cena will ever do was in his hometown, so it's going to be a special moment for those fans that were there. But in general, it's not going to be much to fans because he's already a champ. So, as he said, he's going to take the next couple of weeks to make it about the future of the business, to help work with the NXT talent for the December 13th. Does that mean he's going to drop the title to someone there, or is he going to drop it at Survivor Series to someone? I don't know yet. Maybe we'll find out this coming week. But the purpose of him winning the title must be that he's going to put someone obviously over, not only with a win, but with a championship win. So we will see who his last opponent will be, and if hopefully it's a reflection of his statement, given how horrible his heel turn was this year, and no blame to him. Obviously, we already know Travis Scott and The Rock for messing that up, but hopefully now in the next couple of weeks that could be made up and he can do something great, not only for the fans but the locker room. So 3 more appearances left. It's hitting hard for many fans, but we will see what the next couple of weeks hold. Talking about Last Time Is Now, the next match was the Last Time Is Now tournament between Rusev and Damian Priest. It was a pretty okay match from both guys. Priest did a good job putting over, even though he was dealing with an eye injury. But at the end, Rusev did beat Damian Priest. Mostly, we can see this win as because Rusev has some history against Cena in the past. So there could be a potential story development just to make this tournament more exciting. So they did a good move. Rusev hasn't really confronted Cena in any way, so it could be interesting to see. Maybe he'll just have a backstage segment with him next week, since he's going to be in MSG, to confront him. But we will see. But there is some history between Rusev and Cena, so it's a potential good opponent. But honestly, I'm hoping the person facing Cena is someone that is younger and can put someone over. Yo, what's going on? Alright. Backstage segment between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, and telling Adam Pearce that they want some more competition. So hopefully he's promising them for the next couple weeks, but we will see. Maxine Dupree appears and tells Pearce she is ready to face Becky Lynch. Pearce says her match with Becky Lynch will take place next week in MSG. So Madison Square Garden is going to be popping tomorrow night. We'll see. I better get back home before everyone gets there. But after that segment, Becky surprise attacks Maxine and let her know that she doesn't have a chance, which I feel like she doesn't. But anyway, second in-ring segment between CM Punk, The Vision, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. CM Punk enters the arena very angry, very pissed off because he got sucker punched by Logan Paul last week. He comes out and explains his anger, and he pretty much calls out Logan Paul. Logan Paul comes out and explains why he did his allegiance with the Vision. Basically, he got his ass kicked several weeks ago, and he doesn't want to be in that side anymore. So basically, he's going to the side that's not going to damage him a lot, and he feels the Vision is the strongest group, so he's going to align himself with that. Very weak statement, but Logan Paul, what can you say? Then eventually Heyman and the Vision appear, calling Punk out and calling him friendless because he betrays every friendship he's ever had in the past, which is kind of true. I mean, if you think about it, his only last big best friend was Paul Heyman, and according to Paul Heyman, he betrayed him. That's not really true, but that's Heyman's side of the things. Punk just was pretty much fed up with it and called all 5 of them to the ring, because that's CM Punk for you. He thinks he can take anyone on, but they all come to the ring. But obviously Jey Uso appears in the ring and fights alongside Punk against these 5, but they get overwhelmed, and then eventually Cody Rhodes, you hear his music snap out of nowhere, and then he comes out, wards off all of them, and that's it. They ordered, he used a chair, and they were able to weigh them off. So CM Punk's music hits. Obviously, this is the beginnings of developing the WarGames match, which is not needed, but we're going to have a WarGames match with these men. It's going to be obviously a very straightforward faces versus heel WarGames match. You already pretty much see the groups that are being developed, and this story continues on SmackDown. But they haven't yet announced it, but you see it coming. Oh, hating. So, anyway. The Nets, after that backstage, not even backstage, just in-ring segment, Stephanie Vaquer defends her title, her World Heavyweight title, against Raquel Rodriguez. Hulk Smash? Yeah. For the Women's World Championship, Roxanne Perez joins Raquel Rodriguez, while Nikki Bella joins Stephanie Vaquer. They've been little frenzies for the past couple weeks, going against the Judgment Day. But yeah, Raquel Rodriguez comes out first, and obviously, as typical fashion for the unfortunate lower superstar in the match, when it comes around this time, Raw goes into commercial while Raquel Rodriguez come out. So they started coming out, they go in commercial, which is unfortunate, but based on that, you can already see what the result of the match is going to be, which is unfortunate. The whole build-up friendship between Roxanne Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez have been pretty good. It's been actually better than Raquel and Liv Morgan, so we'll see what happens when Liv Morgan comes out. Oh shit. Okay. See, this is what happens when you don't drink tea. Your throat gets stuck. Anyway. So after the commercial, Stephanie Vaquer comes out. The match gets set up. The match begins. At the beginning of this match, it didn't seem Raquel and Stephanie was working very well. Wow, my throat. Sorry. The match didn't work well between Raquel and Stephanie. They seemed to not be... The chemistry wasn't there in the beginning, but eventually, as the match progressed, it got better. But it was weird. But nothing against them. It's just, I guess they weren't used to working together before. So hopefully in the future, it won't be an issue. But they weren't on the same page. But it just didn't work. But near the end, they were able to do it. But anyway, the match ends with Stephanie avoiding Raquel's Vader Bomb elbow, and she hits a Devil's Kiss, kicks Raquel down, and she goes for the spiral tap for the pinfall and win. Continuing her World Heavyweight title reign, which is great. Hopefully she gets more big matches. Hopefully she gets, if she's not going to be in WarGames, we can see Stephanie in a match at Survivor Series. Now, post-match, obviously the most unobvious thing that ever happened in the world. Nikki helps clear the ring because Roxanne decides to attack Stephanie after the match ended. But then the most obvious heel turn happened with Nikki finally turning on Stephanie. Hilariously, Nikki rips off her red top to reveal a black top underneath. You can see, if you look at the replay, you can see under her red top on the sides, the black one sticking out, which was unusual for Nikki Bella because she's usually just wearing one top and whatever, tight undergarments. It's never a shirt over a shirt, so you knew something was up. But when she revealed it was black, and it took a moment, you thought she joined Judgment Day, but it ends up being it went from red Fearless to a black Fearless shirt, which was funny. I mean, she could still be joining Judgment Day, but at this moment she's just going all black, which is cool. Like, if finally she leaves the red look and she's going all black with her gear, which could be fun. But we will see what happens with her. But so she's evil now, I guess. But we'll find out hopefully in the coming weeks if she's joining New Day, or the Judgment Day, or just wearing black means is her version of billing code. We'll find out. Anyway, backstage, Punk and Punk and Uso and Cody Rhodes meet up. They meet up with Pierce. Pierce asks him, what do you guys want to do about the situation from earlier? Punk asks Pierce for a match against Division. And out of nowhere, William Regal shows up randomly. So apparently he randomly shows up on Raw, whatever. And he just screams WarGames and walks away. And obviously you can see Cody laughing. I mean, like, WarGames has become a new moniker for people to yell when we're about to think, as you will see later tonight. But William Regal does the first scream for WarGames, and we're going to have a WarGames match, I guess, between Division, Logan Paul, and the team of Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk. Both teams still either needing one more opponent or one more teammate or two more teammates, depending whether they're going to do a 4 versus 4 or 5 versus 5. But interesting segment, you know. Yeah, he does. Regal does love to scream WarGames. That's his thing ever since they brought it back at NXT, which is great. All right, next match. The Last Time Is Now tournament continues. Yay. Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Another Shinsuke Nakamura and Sheamus match, which is not a shocker. But honestly, it's good, solid action. Especially every time Sheamus is wrestling. He's always, as you can say, he always doing a banger after banger. So this was no different. Basically, Sheamus counters the in quickly terms, he counters the Kinshasa, hits the bro kick, and advances to the match. But I didn't want to go in much detail. It was just, if you know any Sheamus match, you know it all. But fun detail that the announcer said during that match is that they point out the fact that Sheamus still needs an Intercontinental title win to complete his own Grand Slam like John Cena did earlier that night. Hopefully this is not them just saying this to lead Sheamus to be his final opponent. I'm fine with him being the opponent at WarGames to lose the title, but it shouldn't be his last opponent. Sheamus already has been put over in the past by John Cena when Sheamus first started. When Sheamus first started, within the first year, I think it was Armageddon in December, whenever that year that he started, he put over Sheamus within his rookie year and made him the heavyweight champ. So he's put Sheamus over, and he's been good ever since. Yes, he needs this IC title, but it shouldn't be this way. He should just wait till maybe next year, whether it's WrestleMania or SummerSlam. He doesn't need it now. So hopefully that's not going to happen. Oh, let's see. What's next? Main event, surprisingly. Charlotte and Alexa versus the Kabuki Warriors for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Did not expect the Women's Tag Team Championship to be the main event of Raw. It's not like they make the thing relevant. But, let's see. It was a great main event. Everything was on point. Nothing much you can say from their typical match, but in simplest terms, the show ended up finishing with Charlotte doing the big boot, figure 4 attempt to Kairi, to Asuka, but Kairi tries to save. Alexa hits the sister Abigail. Charlotte tries to bridge the figure 8, but out of nowhere, obviously, as Nia Jax and Lash Legend, who now Lash Legend is part of the main roster on the SmackDown brand, interferes in the match. But they didn't interfere in a way that it ended the match. They just helped not getting pinfall or tapping out. So it was fine. Alexa gets taken out. Kabuki Warriors hit the assistant insane elbow while Nia Jax and Lash Legend were taking care of Alexa in ringside. And with that, the Kabuki Warriors become the Women's Tag Team Champions. Honestly, this is fine. Charlotte and Alexa were temporarily holding the tag belts. Honestly, I enjoy more the Kabuki Warriors holding the tag belts. They can do more with it. Maybe Charlotte and Alexa can go to singles run. Maybe they can turn heel and go against Stephanie Becker. I'd rather have them go against Stephanie Becker than Nikki Bella. But that's me. So I'm glad that they won. I agree, right? You say. So they deserve the gold. There's a lot of women in the roster now, so hopefully they figure out the tag division. They got to already. We keep saying that every year, but we'll see. But the more important thing about this is the post-match obvious beatdown that was about to happen between Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa. All four of them just basically went ham over Charlotte and Alexa, but out of nowhere you hear IYO SKY's music hitting. She clears the ring for a second until Nia stops her momentum. And she started getting beaten up. And out of nowhere you hear, "This is my brutality." And there comes Rhea Ripley running down and dropping everyone like the beast she is. Hitting a razor edge on Kyrie onto the pile that was at ringside. And of course, you know, this is what's leading to. She grabs the mic, Rhea Ripley, and in typical William Regal fashion, she screams, "War Games." So, with that, we have the women's War Games match now being official between the team of Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, against IYO and her continuous run of doing all these War Game matches. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, and Alexa. So they might be doing 4-on-4. We won't know until SmackDown, or they're going to do 5-on-5. We'll find out. But that's how Raw ended. Big question, are they going to have a fifth member for the men's and women's War Games match, which I think we'll find out on SmackDown. And the biggest question, did we really needed this War Games? For me, I'm getting very fed up that we are losing the intent of Survivor Series. At this point, you shouldn't be calling it Survivor Series. Just call it War Games. Because we have lost the whole meaning of Survivor Series. We're not doing Survivor Series matches on Survivor Series anymore. We're just doing War Game matches. It's two different intents. I treat War Games the same caliber as a Hell in the Cell match. That is a feud killer. It destroys the feud, no more. The best one that's been done recently is Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk last year. That feud escalated to such a high level that they needed Hell in the Cell to end the feud. That's how we should be treating War Games. If you want to have something to keep the feud going, Survivor Series could be it. But Survivor Series honestly should be treated as a feud killer too. Honestly, the only clear story going on in this whole story in the women's side is the Kabuki Warriors and IYO SKY and Rhea Ripley, because the whole jealousy that Asuka has with IYO SKY being friends with Rhea Ripley. Why is Charlotte and Alexa involved? We really don't need them there. This could have been a simple tag team match for Survivor Series, but they realized, oh, we put War Games on the Survivor Series logo a few months ago, and we need to make sure we have War Games. We don't really need two War Games match. We could have just had one. But it is what it is. They're going to have a War Games match. It's going to be good because, honestly, even though all these past women's War Games match storyline is not needed, they freaking destroy the match. For me, the past 2 years, War Games women's matches have been better than the men's. And when it came to NXT, it was the same thing. So it's also because you have IYO SKY. IYO SKY destroys War Games. Like, her name, when she goes to the Hall of Fame, her name is going to have accolades saying that she is the queen of War Games in the modern era. So, IYO's the girl. But yeah, that was Raw. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we will talk about it later. But for now, let me go into a short intermission, and we will set up for the next story. So I'll be right back.